Welcome to Fortyborn, the limited Lorcana podcast, where a gaming veteran
and a gaming novice
explore all things Lorcana. With a focus on limited formats, we cover set reviews, strategy guides, and stuff that nobody asked for.
Let's get retrospective.
You said that last time.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Don't go back and listen though. Just in case.
Don't worry, our recurring listener count's not that high. They're not going that far back.
One and done.
Yeah, we're out of the Inklands.
We made it.
We were into the Inklands, and now we're out to the Inklands.
We were thick in it.
Yep. And now Ursula's back.
She back.
Yeah. I'm pretty stoked for the new set. A lot of stuff looks really fun. Some of the stuff does not look very fun to play against, like that Bruno item that's like if you have something damaged, if your opponent has something damaged, you gain a lore.
Yeah.
That seems really annoying to play against.
Seems tough.
Basically all the cards related to Bruno seem somewhat obnoxious to play against.
Yeah. Which feels right.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to play them. So we like to look back at a set, talk about it at a high level before we move on to the next one.
Or low level.
And up front, we are going to plug, we are doing a set review next week.
Yes.
So if you want to hear how we review every common and uncommon in the set to help you prepare for your store releases, come check it out.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Yeah, we go color by color, and we give it a rating on A to F to help you know how to build your draft or sealed deck for your release weekend events.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It's very tiring, though. So
That as well.
What's that?
That as well.
Yeah. It's not, that part's not fun, but
No.
it is fun to talk about them, and people get really excited.
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
It is exciting.
Yeah, so I wonder if this cycle's going to continue where it's like we're riding high off of set champs. Well, we're recording this, 2 weeks in the past from whenever you listen to this.
Yeah.
And now we're looking forward to the next set.
Yeah. That'd be
I'm
nice little waves.
And then Atlanta's after that.
Oh, yeah.
And then my baby's coming after that.
Oh, it just gets better and better.
Yep. That's going to be the ultimate card reveal.
Yeah, for sure.
The baby's name.
How are we going to do it?
It'll probably be cheesy.
I said I'm involved.
It takes a village. All right. So I think the way that we'll do this, we'll try this a little bit different. I was thinking we could go color by color at each rarity and just talk about what I think is the best one, and then we'll just sort of piece together our thoughts as we go.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, also follow us on Instagram. It's
Yeah,
new.
very new.
It's been fun. Taylor took over running it, and it's been great.
Yeah, no, I did.
Uh-huh.
I am. I don't have my own, so there's a learning curve.
Yeah, I had to reach out to Rebecca from Lorcana Luminary, and she's been incredibly helpful because I haven't been on Instagram in 5 years.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what reels were or how to post them or how to trick the algorithm to get people to see your stuff.
Yeah.
None of that stuff.
Do we know now?
No.
Okay.
But we have like 50 followers.
Yeah, it turns out there's like pictures on there and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Up first, we're going to go through the commons, then the uncommons, rares, and then we'll just combine super rares and legendaries. And some of this I'll just breeze right over it. This is more so just to kickstart the conversation about like some high level thoughts about the set.
Yeah.
The highest level thought is that I enjoyed this set the second best. My favorite has been Rise of the Floodborn.
Yeah.
And the Inklands, then the one
Classic.
below that. And the biggest problem is just I feel like locations were a little bit of a letdown in terms of how excited I was for them and the fact that the whole set was themed around locations, and I never once saw a good location deck built by me or played against one.
If only somebody on the pod had that take before we saw them happen.
Yeah. That would have been nice if you could have, saved us all that anticipation.
Hey, go back, re-listen to those.
Well, you said it in the Discord.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't on the pod, huh? I didn't want to get roasted.
And I think you said locations were mid or something like that.
I said
And
hot
we're
take, locations.
We're like, we don't know what mid means. We don't work with the youths like you do.
I think I said lame, actually.
Oh.
Which is even.
Is that mid?
I don't know. Yeah?
Is me saying mid?
It's too late for mid if you're saying it. Like, it's
got
gone. It's gone now.
I'm ready to be a dad. I'm going to be killing the evolution of vernacular. All right. I think the best Amber common is Mr. Snoops.
Snoops.
There's some good ones. I think yellow is pretty stacked in this format. But sometimes you just need a thick king sitting on a throne, and Mr. Snoops does that well.
It really fills that void, if you got it.
8 willpower that can quest for 2. He's inkable.
Ooh.
I like that. You'll notice that a big trend on this. Well, not a big trend. You'll notice this trend. Sometimes in this format, and I mean in most formats, just a big pile of stats is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially if it hits that 4 strength slot, because that means that it can take out the 1 cost locations by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next. Another thing with 4 strength. The best amethyst common is Magic Broom Swift Cleaner.
I love that.
I don't know why this is common. Like, I was not as high on this card as it actually is in real life.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about its ability to, when you play this character, you can shuffle all broom cards from your discard into your deck.
No.
What I care about is I get to pay 5 for a 4/4/2 that has Rush.
Right.
That is really good.
I'm just happy that a very common household item finally got its due, Good card.
Yeah.
Very, very normal item.
Yeah, you usually don't like the way items are depicted. This item's technically a character. So do you like how it's depicted?
I do. It looks like that's a cool broom.
We love that piercing insight. All right, Emerald. Dawn Carnage. We don't really need,
No.
Is anyone shocked about this?
Speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's so good. A 4/4/2 with evasive. It can take out locations by itself. It can kill most of the other evasives in the set. It's super good.
Just a beauty.
It is indeed. This was I think Dawn Carnage was one of those set like a forming card. Like,
yes,
you had to factor him into a lot of your deck building decisions,
Yeah.
especially in terms of which evasives you valued more highly.
Right.
Could it survive being hit by Dawn Carnage? Great. Could it take out Dawn Carnage?
Great.
Up next, Ruby. What did we pick for this?
Did we pick?
Stitch.
Yeah.
This was as close as we got to efficient removal in this set. Paying 2 to just deal 3 to something that's exerted
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
And if not, he can quest for 1.
Still cool.
I forget that he can quest because usually he doesn't survive
Yeah.
until my next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
So-
big quester for you.
No, not at all. He was usually there to finish off big characters.
And that he did.
Indeed. So I like Stitch Little Rocket quite a bit. Sapphire, the common and uncommon Sapphire slot was just stacked in this format. All of the Duck brothers that have evasive are super good.
Yeah.
But the best common is Maid Marian.
And
possibly, I don't know if I would rather have Maid Marian or Dawn Carnage. They're both phenomenal. But paying 5 for a 4/4/2 that can give something -2 strength is just such a good way to surprise your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not removal, but it's like a good way to make an efficient trade when you play her.
Yeah.
And that's as close as we seem to get to removal in this set, other than Along Came Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
So, big fan of Maid Marian.
She's great.
Oh, and Baboom. Baboom is also good.
Ba-boom.
But Maid Marian is the best common, the best blue common. Steel. So this was between Baboom and Helga, but I went with Helga because I think in this format having a body, like being able to just deal 2 to something is always great. But in this one, being able for it to have Challenger +2 means it can take out the 1-drop locations and it can trade up really, really well.
Yeah.
So in a way, she is good removal. It's like she almost has Baboom attached with that Challenger +2.
Killer combo for
So,
Helga.
I really like Helga Sinclair, Right Hand Woman, best steel common in the set.
Boom. Those are the commons.
The uncommons. Best yellow common, Nani, 5 for a 3/6/2 with bodyguard, just bodyguard with good willpower, questing for 2. Everything you want.
Yep.
I don't have anything to say about that.
No, it just speaks for itself.
Indeed. Amethyst. Mama Odie, Voice of Wisdom. I think that's the best uncommon.
Okay.
So she's uninkable and costs 6, which is a little questionable. Mm-hmm. But the ability's so good. And she's kind of hard to kill with 6 willpower.
Yeah, she's strong.
So when you can use her ability, if you can use it more than once, that's phenomenal.
Ooh.
But even if you can't, you can probably finagle some way to make this into a good form of removal attached to a 3/6 that quests for 2.
Yeah.
So I really like Mama Odie. I think she's the best uncommon purple card.
Mm-hmm.
You know him, you love him. The best Emerald uncommon's got to be the man himself, Kit Cloud Kicker.
Kit, dude. You can't stay away from Kit.
Excellent disruption. Maybe the best turn 3 play in the format. Just bounce your opponent's turn 2 or turn 3 play back to their hand and just get the ball rolling early as far as tempo goes. He's really good.
Just feels good.
He's like a legendary uncommon.
Yeah.
Super duper. Ruby, Sumerian Talisman. This is probably the best way to draw cards in the format.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever one of your characters is banished in a challenge, you can draw a card. It has to be on your turn. So
yeah,
it's a good way to draw cards. Captain Hook's Rapier is also a great way to draw cards. Those 2 items are good, like the best, well, some of the best card draw in the set.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why Sumerian Talisman got it.
Sapphire.
So this is a little bit tough to decide, but I went with Dewey because
the Dews.
Yeah, I went with Dewey because being able to pay 3 for a 2/3/2 with support is huge in this format. A Tool Requester is always good, especially when it has support, because support is excellent for answering your opponent's locations.
Yeah, it just feels like you'd use it so often.
It is very relevant. So it's nice to see support getting its time in the sun. Mm-hmm. And I'm interested to see if there's any other mechanics that get a boost in the next format or in the next set.
Yeah. And
a boost, I just mean we see new ways to use it and it makes it better.
Big fan of support.
Sapphire was great in this format. Steel, it's got to be Mr. Smee. Mm-hmm. Paying 2 for a 3/3 that quests for 2. I don't really care what the downside is. I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, he does have a downside, but there's plenty of captains going around, and even without a captain, he's great.
Yeah, we'll find a way.
Mr. Smee is the best steel uncommon for sure.
Yes.
You know what you haven't seen yet?
What have I not seen yet, Jake?
Any locations.
You are correct.
But that's about to change. In the best rares for Amber, I went with Pluto because the bodyguard's great. Shift is actually more relevant than I thought it would be in this situation because the 1-drop Pluto is so useless after the first 2 turns that you can't quest with him or use him because he's just going to die. Whereas if you wait until turn 4, then you can use the little Pluto to shift this Pluto on turn 4. And a 3/8/2 with bodyguard that heals itself for 3. Very nice.
That's nice.
So I like this Pluto. Even without the little Pluto, I think he's great. It's just a lot of... it's just too lore on something that's kind of hard to get rid of.
Yeah. Look at you talking about Shift. You've grown so much.
Well, yeah. I'm down with Shift in very rare situations, and that Pluto is one of them. All right, it's location time.
Oh, no.
I think the best Amethyst rare card and the best location in the format is the Queen's Castle.
The Queen's Castle.
The fact that it gains 2 lore is great. It has 7 willpower, which means it's not easy to take out. Mm-hmm. It only costs 1 to move there, and it's a way to draw cards. This is excellent.
Yeah.
It is the only location I'm happy to include in my deck. There are other locations that I will include in my deck, but I would play the Queen's Castle in any list.
Even I can't complain about this one.
Up next, Emerald, Robin Hood. I like just a blank card that quests for 4.
It's just nice seeing those just fill up that bottom there, isn't it?
Yeah. Great art as well.
Oh, incredible art.
So this is great. I mean, on turn 6, playing something that can quest for 4 is a huge problem that has to be answered.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, in Limited, it's all about posing questions and answers. You need to have both, and Robin Hood is a hard question for your opponent to answer. Mm-hmm. Up next, Ruby. We got Peter Pan Pirate's Bane. Mm-hmm. Peter Pan Pirate's Bane, Peter Pan Pirate's Bane, Peter Pan Pirate's Bane.
One more.
You pay 6 for a 4/5/2 with evasive, and whenever he challenges a pirate character, this character takes no damage. aka he can take out Don Carnage for free.
Yeah.
So I really like Peter Pan. Just evasive is always good. Honestly, the red rare slot is not that great. Like I was considering Maui's Fishhook. That is an excellent item, but I'd rather have Peter Pan over Maui's Fishhook because this thing has evasive all the time and it can quest for 2. Whereas the Fishhook, I have to pay to activate it to give something evasive.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have Peter Pan.
We knew Petey was going to get his due.
Oh yeah, it's about time.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. So Sapphire, best rare is okay. This was rough because the rare slot in Sapphire, y'all need to go look at it. It's horrible. The best Sapphire rare is Huey, Savvy Nephew.
Oof.
You pay 2 for a 2/2/1 with support.
Sick.
And then if he quests and you have Dewey and Louie in play, you draw 3 cards. That doesn't exist to me. But a 2/2/1 with support is literally better than every other blue rare card.
That's tough.
You want to disagree with me? Go look at him. Maybe you're going to say Aurelian Gyrosensor.
You might.
I'm willing to hear you out, but I think you're wrong. All right. The next one, Slam Dunk, easy. The best rare card in the set. Easily top 5 cards in the set. Best steel rare is And Then Along Came Zeus.
Yep.
It's a song you can pay for or sing it for free. Deal 5 damage to chosen character or location. This thing is a workhorse. It's versatile. It is easily first pickable. It's an awesome card. 10 out of 10 slam dunk on And Then Along Came Zeus.
Yeah. So good.
Okay.
Too good.
Notice any trends so far?
Nope.
All right. Super rares and legendaries. Best amber. So we're just going to combine these because there's not that many.
Yeah.
I think the best amber one is Pongo
Ugh.
because being able to just pay 2 every turn and draw a card is ridiculous.
Love me some
super,
Pongo.
super strong. And I know that, if it's not a character, then you have to put it on the bottom of your deck. I'm fine with that because I'm usually trying to just draw characters. So if it's not a character, yeah, that sucks. But now I got it out of the way, so I'm more likely to draw a character on my next turn.
Yeah.
Big fan of Pongo. I played him quite a bit. I got pretty lucky opening those. And he was excellent every time.
Mm-hmm.
Amethyst, best super rare or legendary, I think is Maleficent. So yeah, you pay 5 for a 2/3 that quests for 2. Whenever this character quests, you can draw a card. During your turn, whenever you draw a card, you can move 1 damage counter from chosen character to chosen opposing character.
Wow.
So the fact that you can use her to move damage counters around whenever you draw is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to get some removal going. And if you need to just draw an extra card, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You gain 2 lore and you get another card out of it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're ahead on board and you can quest with this more than once, you're going to end the game very quickly.
Yeah.
So, big fan of Maleficent.
Great combo of abilities.
I wish you saw more play in Constructed, but I just don't think the whole moving damage counters concept is going to work. It almost feels like a little gift for limited players because it's very relevant for us, but I just can't fathom it being relevant in Constructed. But there's all these cards in red that now care about your cards being damaged or whatever, so I don't know. Maybe
it could happen.
I'll let smarter people than me figure that out. Up next, Emerald, Helga Sinclair. Femme Fatale. You pay 5 for a 4/4/2. Whenever this character quests, you can deal 3 damage to chosen damaged character. So this is really good. It's smash on a stick. Whenever she quests, you can deal 3 damage to something that's damaged. It might come up, and if not, you have a 4/4 that quests for 2. It's worth the risk.
Yeah.
Like, you're not missing out on that much by playing this card in your deck.
Right.
If you play it and they don't have anything that's damaged, that's not that big of a deal.
That's totally fine.
If they do, it's a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So the floor's not that low, but the ceiling is quite high. Speaking of which, up next, Hydra. Deadly Serpent. I think this is the best Ruby super rare legendary because it's just, you can get a 3-for-1 so easily with this card, like a 2 or a 3 or sometimes 4. Like being able to, when you challenge something, if it doesn't die, you get to just do that damage to something else.
Yeah, that's
you can
wild.
set that up pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they want to hit it on the crackback, that's fine. You get a 3-for-1 then.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's real nice.
So a built-in 3-for-1.
Yes,
I'm
please.
down. I really like Hydra. It's one of the best cards in the set.
Yeah.
And I think it's the best red
Mm-hmm.
legendary. Sapphire. Once again, I would like for someone to pull up a list of the Sapphire super rares and legendaries and try to make an argument for anything being good.
Why'd they do that?
I wouldn't even include any of these in the C category.
Oof.
But
Ooh.
Windy Darling, Authority on Peter Pan. You pay 3 for a 3/1/2 with ward and support. It's so bad. I mean, it's fine. Like, it's just, this is like a C or a C minus, maybe. It's just, this is not good. The blue, anytime I see a super rare legendary and it's blue, I am sad.
Just a bummer.
Yeah, unless it's Lucky Dime,
Oh.
then I get a little bit of money, but I'm not putting it in my deck. Yeah, so that's Sapphire.
Okay.
Last card, Steel. I can see the argument for Simba, but I like Robin Hood better. So Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood, pay 5 for a 3/6/2. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, gain 2 lore.
Nice.
When this character is banished in a challenge, you may draw a card. So you're basically you're getting 2 lore every time, and when he's gone, he replaces himself immediately.
It's great.
This is just an excellent value engine. You will get your 5 inks worth.
Yep.
And you'll get your money's worth because he's worth $36 right now. So
Ooh-wee.
pick him up, win your draft, and sell him.
Yeah.
Or play him. I don't care. Actually, don't. I hate playing against Steel.
It's a sell.
So, yeah, those are the high-level, thoughts on the best common, uncommon, etc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Overall, I enjoyed the format, but I enjoyed Rise of the Floodborn quite a bit more because I've said this quite a bit. My favorite part about Limited is finding interesting synergies within a deck and leaning into that during a draft. And that was not super easy to do unless you were trying to lean into locations in this format.
Yeah.
And I found the locations deck to always be underwhelming.
Not very effective.
Yeah. So locations are fun, but unimpressive. I could never get a location deck to work. I was wrong about this. I thought it was going to be viable. If you go back and listen to our set review, for the set, I mentioned the location deck quite a bit. It didn't exist. It's not good. Don't do it. Like, just play a pile of good mid-range characters. And I think that's my hope for the 4th set, is that there is a deck other than just a pile of good mid-range characters. Like, I hope there's something that cares about heroes, or there's something that cares about Madrigal, or something like that. Like, give me an actual theme that's cohesive that I can incorporate into a deck.
That's good.
And I'm rewarded for leaning into it.
That works.
The closest we've seen is probably the 7 Dwarves, and that was not excellent, but it was viable. Like, I
really
did it.
tried.
Yeah, I did it, and it was fun, and it's probably the closest we've gotten to like a pretty consistent synergy that you could get in a draft.
Yeah.
The locations just didn't cut it, and that was pretty disappointing.
Yeah. But I think they're going to get there.
Locations?
No. No. Just, I mean, in general, with like they'll get there. They'll make.
Oh, yeah. I hope. Because Limited currently is fun. I'm still enjoying it. I did enjoy playing this format. But the problem is that the decks start to look so similar because it's just get your Don Carnage, get your evasives, pick up ways to draw cards. Like, there's not that much variability because when there's no ink restriction, there's no incentive to really do anything other than pick the best cards for 3 packs and then fill out the gaps in the last pack. So in general, I avoid locations completely at this point unless it's the Queen's Castle or Motunui. I like Motunui to ramp into bigger cards faster, but they are almost useless unless you're already ahead on board.
Yeah.
They don't break parity. They don't help if you're behind. They do not help you develop the board. All they do is passively gain lore and then die. So, and that's not how you win Limited.
No, just bleak there.
And I know people will bring up, well, your opponent has to exert their characters to kill your locations. That's great. That's not super relevant. Like, it's not worth a card.
Yeah.
Like, me playing me spending a card and a turn and an ink to play something, and what I gained from it is they turned their character sideways.
Sick.
Like they didn't gain a lore or two. Come on, we're not deceiving ourselves here. That's not worth it. You need your characters to be able to challenge and gain lore.
Yes.
Locations can only do one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll make them stronger in the future, or maybe they'll make characters that make them worth running. But as is in this format, I just didn't think it was worth it.
No, not yet.
Cool.
Not ever, maybe.
Maybe not ever. But there are some locations in the next set. So far, I haven't seen any that look excellent and limited. It's like weird because I feel like this set that's coming out, when this comes out, we've only seen like a third of the cards.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of stuff that looks awesome and limited, especially like with the Madrigal cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've seen a lot of stuff that looks horrible and limited. Like some of those group sing cards, people are going to play those and you're not going to be able to sing them, and it's just going to sit in your hand and it costs 10 ink and it's uninkable.
Yeah.
We'll get to that sing together mechanic in the set review. But
we're going to sing together?
Oh, the people don't want that. I want to know where the people are. We need
to. You want me to mark down the time for that?
Yeah, we'll cut it. 26:08. We need to bring Skylar on to sing that song.
Gosh, please. I would do anything.
That is okay. So my wife is tone deaf, but she loves to sing, especially that song.
I've never quite seen anything like it.
Yeah, it is. I can't explain it.
No, you can't. You literally, no words we do right now will really do justice to what a sight it is.
Yeah.
It's just lovely.
Oh man. All right. Well, yeah, there's some new stuff that's coming out that looks cool. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited about the new set. I'm excited about Atlanta. It's a good time to be playing Lorcana.
Yeah, yes.
A
lot of cool things coming up.
For sure. Well, do you want to try to do a pack one, pick one before we move on to the return of Ursula?
Yes. Do you have one ready to go?
Yeah, I think I can. I think I have something I've been feeling a little passionate about.
Okay. Tell me more.
I was about to sing it, but I'm not going to. I really have been digging peanut butter filled pretzels lately.
Wow. You don't say.
Yeah, and I know that's maybe you're like, oh wow, Jake didn't recommend a book. Look, I have to limit myself. I can't just keep recommending books, especially if I haven't read anything that's recommendable.
Oof.
But I have been loving peanut butter filled pretzels. I don't know why. It's not good for me because my fitness goal for the year is to not gain weight.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just going to say the back half of the year, we're going to have to lean pretty heavily into a calorie deficit to recover. Because these peanut butter pretzels are filling out my pants way too quickly.
Is there a brand or like how'd you just discover this love?
My palate is not picky.
Yeah.
What's worse is I like to drink milk with them.
Oh no, Jake.
Yeah. So I am consuming food like a high school lineman, and it's not good.
I like to drink milk.
Maybe this pack one pick one's a cry for help.
The milk, like, I don't know what it was, but there's just like a tall glass of milk on the side is what really drove it home, I think.
I'm also lactose intolerant. But it's Lactaid. I made peace with that years ago.
Somehow it's worse.
Lactaid?
Like that you're just drinking Lactaid with your peanut butter pretzels. Not to hate. If you're lactose intolerant, you do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I retract
save
that.
your lactose digestible. You don't need to have this air of superiority about you.
You're right. No, you're right.
Congratulations on your gut biome, dork. What's your pack one pick one?
Oh man, I don't even. Okay, my pack one pick one is
Tybee Island.
Tybee Island. Check it out. Get a rental place. It's great. No, it's gonna be sports related, and I'm gonna.
Wait,
apologize.
was that man in your car?
It was actually a woman.
Was that woman in your car?
Yeah, in the driveway. Not my car personally, but our car, like our friend's truck. Yeah. Yeah, it was our vehicle. She decided to sleep in.
We're gonna release this story piece by piece.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm glad she was like warm and safe. You know, that's good.
Tune
Anyways,
into the next episode of Fortyborn.
it's gonna be a serial. No, my pack one pick one is basketball related, sports related. The Minnesota Timberwolves just.
Wait, what was that?
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay, you just said it like it was.
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay, got it.
Just swept the Phoenix Suns in the NBA playoffs first round, and this team has been bad for my whole life, just like forever. And every year there's hype, and they're like, oh, we might be good this year, and they're never good, and they're really good this year. So I've just had some hometown friends. They're so like full of joy. It's just nice to see people happy. You know, it's bringing that joy. So I think there's hope. There's hope this year.
Great. How are the Hawks looking?
Not good.
Darn it.
I think they lost the playing game.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Well, I was really invested.
Next year.
Yeah,
We'll get them next year.
Okay, well, shouts out to Peanut Butter Pretzels and the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Fortyborn. Well, Instagram is 40.born. We have a YouTube channel, which we're trying to post more shorts and stuff up on there. You can check out YouTube and stuff. Be sure you're subscribed there and wherever you get your podcast so that you can keep up to date with the set review. Also, if you could leave us some good reviews on places where people leave those, Spotify.
Yep.
And what's the other one? Apple Podcasts. That would be great for the algorithm so that when people look up Lorcana Podcasts, we are high on that. That would be great.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
If you feel so inclined.
Yes. And I think that's the best way you can support us. Unless you're a sponsor. Sorry. We'll cut that. The grifting has gotten too far. Is it grifting?
I thought grifting was like a grifter is like a guy that's just like a vagabond.
Yeah, that's what we are at this point, just begging someone to give us money. All right, well, thank y'all for listening, and look forward to chatting with y'all next weekend.
Yeah.
And week as we release an episode. We'll probably start on Sunday, and it'll go Sunday to Friday. We'll go color by color, and I'm stoked for Atlanta.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
It's only a May away.
Oh.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so ready to be a dad.
I'm proud.